Hi, my name is Daniel Reed. I'm an attorney licensed in Nevada, California, and Arizona. I'm here to give you a little bit of information about what a contingency fee is. You've probably seen lawyers advertise, for accident cases that they do a contingency fee, which generally means something like no fee unless we win, or we don't collect anything unless you collect something. And basically, a contingency fee is pretty simple. It's just simply where the lawyer agrees to take a percentage of the recovery as opposed to charging by the hour or charging a flat fee. Many clients love hiring a lawyer on a contingency fee because they don't have to come up with any money up front, and they also don't have to worry about the lawyer billing them by the hour and potentially taking a very long time to work on their case and running up the hourly clock. There are some things to keep in mind about contingency fees, though. One thing to wonder about is whether or not the contingency fee will be taken on the gross recovery or the net recovery. The gross recovery is the total lump sum recovery. The net recovery is the recovery after things like costs are taken into account. And if you do end up litigating a case for a while, the cost can be pretty substantial, many thousands of dollars. And so whether contingency fee is taken off the gross or the net could really affect how much of a total fee is taken. Another thing to keep in mind isn't just the percentage of the fee that you start with, but whether or not that percentage changes. For example, some lawyers will advertise a really low fee like 19% or 15%, but then they'll have what's called a graduated fee, meaning that when certain things happen, their fee will increase. So they might agree to do the case and say like a 19% fee if they're able to settle the case without filing a lawsuit. But then if they file a lawsuit, it may go up to 25% or 33% or 44%. If they go to trial, it might go up to an even higher percent. That's something very important to keep in mind, because oftentimes a case will have to be handled for a while and won't just immediately settle. And so it isn't necessarily a bargain to hire a lawyer at a lower percentage rate if that lawyer's lower percentage rate is only going to increase as the case goes on. Another thing to keep in mind is that costs are separate from the fees. If a lawyer were to handle a case, like say a personal injury case, the lawyer will probably end up spending money getting medical records. The lawyer may have to pay the court money to file documents with the court. The lawyer may have to hire an expert witness and pay the expert witness a lot of money to generate an expert report. All these costs can really add up as a case goes on. It's important to note that you could still be responsible for the cost in the end, even if your lawyer advanced the money during the case. And then one other thing to keep in mind with contingency fee is the other party's cost. As long as you win, you generally won't have to pay the other party's cost. But if you ultimately don't win and the other side wins, they'll almost always get a judgment for their costs against you. And in some cases, such as if the court found that you brought the case improperly, like solely to harass or to try to basically squeeze money out of someone when you didn't really have a good faith basis for doing so, they can actually order you to pay not just the other side's cost, but the other side's fees as well, which could really expose you to quite a tremendous financial penalty, basically. So it's very important to talk to any lawyer you're considering about hiring as to what the details of their contingency fee are, and to be honest with them about the facts underlying your case, and to get their professional judgment as to whether or not it really makes sense to proceed with your case. Thank you.